If you're like most agencies right now, you know you need to be taking advantage of the AI trend, or you've been trying to sell this GHL SaaS thing forever. We've sold multiple seven figures in the last 12 months of voice AI and GHL SaaS, and a lot of it boils down to one simple demo page and a process that goes along with it. And in this training that I just did for our group that I wanted to bring to you guys, I walk through step by step how to do it. I actually do the demo itself, talk to the voice AI, and show you how to combine that along with what we call a scary offer to get out there and make money. So without further ado, let's hop over there and get shit done. If you like videos just like this and you want to learn how to make more money as a digital marketing agency and sell voice AI, all you gotta do is smash that follow button. We'll see you in there. All right, guys, we are going to start this one off today with a little demo process, okay? So I know that a lot of you guys have a hard time figuring out how to get a sale through. And a big part of that with GHL SaaS and with Thinker AI and with any type of stuff like this is really just overcomplicating it. I talk about that all the time, right? Find one solution, one thing, push on that pain point, show them the magic, all of that kind of stuff, okay? So I built a demo and sales handoff process kind of SOP for one of the students inside the GSD. And I kind of want to run through this because I think it's a good way to simplify things down and not overcomplicate it. For instance, you're going to see a lot of you guys who think you should make a whole brand new demo or web widget every single time that you've got a new prospect, a new client, a new thing that you want to go talk to, right? Or you're going to try to create this whole new demo, every single feature inside of GHL. What I'm going to show you is how to do it in a way that takes your scary offer, okay, shows them the magic, and then focuses in on that offer and how you're going to make that happen. Okay, you don't even need a slide deck. You don't need really much. So I'm going to show you right now. So we're going to go with this one. Okay, so it's personal injury law firms, and adding 10 new qualified cases every 30 days, automating 80% of their sales and support systems. That's the offer. So that'll be most of the people this person is talking to. Okay, and most of you guys should have some sort of a scary offer, right? When you're doing this kind of stuff, right? You should already have that. If you don't, go through the course, make the scary offer, all that stuff. But you've got your offer, and so you get the same thing. So for this one, for him, it's personal injury firms, okay? Adding 10 qualified new cases every month, every 30 days, and automating their sales and support system. So the whole concept here for this offer, demo, sales, and handoff process, right, is to show them the magic, okay? And then to have the process, and then to have the handoff, which is to us in the partner program. So let's start with this part, okay? So first thing I would always do is I want to show them the thing. Because right now, you know, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. What that means is right now you've got two different kinds of people. People who think AI is scary and people who think that it's really cool. But all of those people, or at least 90% of them who aren't us, don't really know how good it actually is. Don't really know how it functions. So if I'm this client, right? If I'm this student, I have this agency, and my offer is to law firms, PI law firms doing this kind of thing. I might think I need to make a whole new web widget every single time that's fully designed just to customize that. But as you guys probably know, and a lot of you in the GST program know that I talk about this a lot, I close all kinds of deals just clicking this magic button right here. Do you think I reprogram it every single time? Yes, no, no. All right, I don't reprogram it. It's just programmed the exact same way because it's plugged into AI though. It can do the thing that I want. So in this situation, I would come on here and I'm going to pick Jamie because she's the first name on here that I see. So I'm going to use her name on it, and I would click the button.
Hi there, I'm Ava from Thinker. I'm excited to chat with you today. What's your name?
Yeah, my name's Cody. I'm actually sitting here with Jamie. She runs a personal injury law firm, and she'd like to know how a system like yours could actually help her out, how it could help that kind of a business.
Hi, Cody and Jamie. It's great to meet you both. Jamie, running a personal injury law firm sounds like a busy and demanding job, so I can see why you're curious about how a system like ours could help. The Ava platform could be a game changer for your firm in a few key ways. 1, lead activation and qualification. Ava can handle incoming calls from potential clients, qualify leads by asking the right questions, and even schedule consultations directly on your calendar. This ensures you're focusing on high-value cases without missing any opportunities. 2, follow-ups and client communication. Whether it's following up with leads, checking in with existing clients, or sending reminders for appointments, Ava can automate these tasks, saving your team time and ensuring no one slips through the cracks. 3, post-case surveys and feedback. Ava can conduct post-case surveys to gather client feedback, helping you improve your services and maintain a strong reputation. 4, 24/7 availability.
Now,
Ava
when you
can
talk about helping them with support, let's talk about that specifically if you could, because I know Jamie is looking to not automate 100% of their support, but definitely 80%, creating filters and processes, taking the calls and then handing off emergencies after intake to the different lawyers at her firm. Is that something that you could talk a little bit about?
absolutely, Cody and Jamie. It sounds like you're looking for a solution that can strike the perfect balance between automation and the personal touch your clients expect. Ava is designed to do just that. Here's how Ava can help with your support needs. 1. Automated call handling with smart filters. Ava can act as your first line of support, answering calls 24/7 and gathering key information from clients. For example, Ava can ask intake questions like the nature of the case, urgency, and client details. Based on the responses, Ava can filter and prioritize calls, ensuring emergencies are flagged and routed to the appropriate lawyer immediately. 2. Seamless handoffs to your team. For urgent or complex cases, Ava can transfer calls directly to a lawyer or log detailed notes for follow-up. This ensures that your team is only handling the calls that truly need their expertise, while Ava takes care of the routine inquiries and intake. 3.
Okay,
Custom
that's actually amazing, but I just noticed that Jamie stopped paying attention and she's kind of falling asleep. So can you tell her a joke to get her back on track?
Of course, Cody. Let's wake Jamie up with a little humor. Why did the lawyers show up to court in their pajamas? Because they wanted to make a case for comfort. Jamie, I promise I'll keep things engaging from here on out. No snooze-worthy AI talk. Shall we dive back into how Ava can help your firm?
Yeah. So one huge thing that I know Jamie was talking to me about specifically was the intake. And I know you've talked a few times about that. What she really wants is something like yourself that lives on a website and also could maybe be attached to a phone number that could go through, I think, at least 5 or 6 different intake questions with potential cases and disqualify cases or send the qualified ones to their calendars. Is that something that you can do?
Absolutely, Cody and Jamie. Ava is perfect for that kind of setup, and it sounds like exactly what Jamie's firm needs. Here's how it would work. 1. Web and phone integration. Ava can live both as a web widget on your website and as a voice assistant tied to a dedicated phone number. This means potential clients can reach out however they're most comfortable, whether they're browsing your site or calling in directly. 2. Customizable intake questions. Ava can guide potential clients through a series of intake questions, up to 16 fully customizable to your needs. For example, Ava could ask about the type of injury, when it occurred, who was involved, and other key details. This ensures you're gathering all the critical information up front. 3. Automatic disqualification. Based on the answers, Ava can identify cases that don't meet your criteria. For example, statute of limitations expired, not a personal injury case, etc., and politely let those clients know they're not a fit for your firm.
Perfect. So you guys get the point, right? The big part of this, the first thing is I'm not having to customize it. I just have to have a web widget that works. It has the guidelines to which I want it to talk, all of that stuff on there, and do this basic demo script, right? Hi, I'm sitting here with X. They work in this industry. I want to see how something like you could help their business. Can you share a few ways that can make a difference for it? And then do what I did. I like to make sure that I'm interrupting the thing, right? So that it's not a planned presentation. It's not a pre-recorded thing. You're hearing me interrupt it halfway through a sentence. You're hearing it stop and actually respond pretty quickly to what I'm saying. You're able to show the power of it, but you're also able to now direct the conversation to what you want it to be talking about directly for their business. And that's important because at any point of a sales call, you should have an idea. I'm using the offer here. This is like, I didn't even let you talk. I don't even know what you're here for other than the offer. So you could hear me talking about, okay, well, we're talking about automating 80% of their support. How are you going to do that? What do you do to help that? Automating 80% of their sales. How are you going to do that? How does that help that? Right? I'm directing that demo conversation to talk about that because the next thing you're going to do is immediately after that, you're going to get into this, which is focusing. The rest of the conversation should be 2 things. 1, a little tiny discovery. So I would then come off mute, Jamie, role play with me for a sec, just a quick question. Right? I would then say, cool. So Jamie, now that you heard that a little bit, what did you think?
Pretty cool. I liked how you interrupted. The joke wasn't funny though.
Yeah, we'll get it to ask a few better jokes now, right? But the big thing here for me is now that you've heard that, you got a good feel for, at least half a dozen different ways I think that it was talking about your specific business. Any of those stand out for you? Any of those solve big problems for you?
I'm more confident in its ability to actually qualify people they talk to.
Perfect. So qualification. So that right there, the fact that you said that kind of leads me to believe that that might be something you need, right? Is to talk to more of the qualified people and weed out some of the garbage you guys are bringing in for these case ads and stuff that you're running. Is that fair?
Yep, definitely.
Okay, perfect. So stop right there. So that's all I want right there is what I just did. I want to leverage the demo so that they get an idea of all the things it could do in reference to the scary offer that I gave them. Right. And then I want to have a quick little subjective questions where maybe I'm leading them a little bit. Right. But I want them to tell me what out of what they just heard they like and what big problem they're really here to solve. Big thing that most people fuck up on sales calls is just overwhelm of information. You're telling them the solution before hearing what the hell their problem is even in the first place. And you're overcomplicating it and you're overeducating. And what you need to do is hear what it is they want. So what I just did was I showed her all of that. And then I used a couple of questions to get to, okay, well, we have leads. We don't even necessarily need more leads. I can turn those garbage leads into a few good conversations and we'll make money. Right. So now I can emphasize, cool. So you just told me of all these garbage leads, your people are getting overwhelmed and all this stuff. Well, the way that we do this offer, 10 new qualified, by the way, cases, and automating 80% of your sales is through what you just heard, combined with an ad campaign to up your traffic even more, a database reactivation, which turns a lot of that old junk that you just told me you guys get and probably aren't properly going through or following up with because you have too much of it into cases. And you already heard the actual demo that I just did, the caller, the thing that I was speaking with, tell you about how we're going to automate support, how we're going to automate sales. And a lot of that is through intake. A lot of that is through qualification questions. A lot of that is through putting a team that you maybe used to would have cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in overhead in order to have in place. Now, for a very simple, lower cost for us, we go down through the offer, right, to now be in place so that your key people, your key resource, which is humans, the time that you're leveraging, can now be focused on what they should be focused on, which is the qualified conversations, the cases that are actually there and ready for you to make money with, right? And that kind of pushes it that way. And so I think this has been a big thing I've been hearing a lot of you guys with, and I've actually been doing some of these demos lately with a few different people. And I'm telling you guys, I've closed anywhere from, I think the biggest one I ever closed doing basically that was like 80 grand, an $80,000 build that we did. And it was honestly the same thing, because I could sit there and show you a slide deck all day long for this shit. But if I actually play with it and then direct the conversation towards what you'll want, right, then you're going to buy that. And you can start, and we've done, $50 to $100 million a year companies that use this stuff now. It started the same way. And you just do a foot in the door and move it all through. And those are different strategies we talk about later. But this exact demo process, and last couple of things on this would be, cold traffic. What are you doing? Hot traffic. This is where you're just jumping right in, right? Demo conversation framework that we have here. I'll take this and make a more generic one out of it if you guys think that would be useful. And I can put that in the chat. Cool. All right, guys. Have a good one. All right, guys. Talk later. Bye. Thank you so much for spending the time to watch that amazing training. Like I mentioned previously, my intention is for you not just to watch that training, but if you got something out of it, if you think this information is useful, I want you to continue that journey with us. And you can do that in a couple of ways. One, I want you to smash that subscribe button so that you get notified every single time we put another one of these out, which will be at minimum once to twice per week. The other thing I want you to do is go ahead and click that next video right there beside you so that you can dive in and get shit done. Hope to see you out there.